Hello everybody, this is Holy Teaspoon from the Async TI4 server. I'm here to talk to you about Fog of War, to show you how our bot does Fog of War, but actually I'm also here to talk to you about the TSPmap, which is kind of a different way to play a standard multi game for a competitive setting for 6 players, which I think make for tight competitive games that are fun. And to introduce you the map, I'll also show how it plays in Fog of War. But before that I do, I just have to give a quick warning, which is if you're playing currently in any of the Fog of War that I am modding on our Fog of War chapter of the Discord server, of the Async Discord server, which are Fog of War 4 or Fog of War 20. Please don't watch the rest of this video. You already know a little bit about this map just from playing. I'll show everyone here the entire map of both of these games. But you just have to wait a few months until you finish the game so that you can take a gander and look at the TSPmap in its full glory. All right, with that caveat out of the way, let me show you the TSPmap. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is the TSPmap template. This is the structure of the TSPmap. As you can see, or maybe you can't see quite yet, it's a continuous map. So that means that the top edge of the map connects to the bottom edge like kind of puzzle pieces, and these hyperlanes are duplicated just for ease of reference. So these tiles fit right here, and the right is connected to the left. So it's kind of like an endlessly continuous plane, or if you are Jazz, you will call it a torus. I would call it a donut. This is how a torus looks. I have some GIFs. Here's another one. And here's a very slow one that will show you right here how this would look if this was to connect. Anyway, all right, enough with the silliness. So basically it's a continuous map, which just means that it still has the same number of tiles. So 5 tiles per player. So 3 blue back tiles, 2 red back tiles for each 6 players. These red back tiles here are not actual tiles. They're just like kind of blocked space that is impassable. And short of some very few hyperlanes in those 2 block tiles, all the tiles have a lot more adjacency. So one thing that needs to be noted is that you can't have the edge of the board objective with this map. If you play this map, you got to purge that objective. Of course, it's a silly objective. Space doesn't have boards or edges, so it doesn't make sense. Kidding, nothing makes sense in this game anyway. But anyway, you have to purge that objective, and what you have is the same number of tiles on a much tighter surface where everything is a lot more connected to each other, and that makes really tight, a stressful environment. Also, by the way, incidentally makes the Sarda commander a lot stronger, which I really like because there's just a ton more adjacency. Also, a few more features of this map that you might notice is that Mechatol is 2 away from every home system, so it's very easy to take Mechatol round 1. With anyone can take it with Warfare. You don't need to be a blue tech faction or whatever. At the same time, all of your slice, if you go to Mechatol, it will be very easy for other people to take your stuff, so you'll be stretching yourself a lot more thin. You can see, I just wanted to show you how this folds. Basically, if you wanted, you can just take each side and put it on the other side, and you can see the map kind of just folds on and on. I usually actually do it with 3 columns rather than 2, so that the home system aren't on the edge, because that's a little bit more confusing. So you can kind of build, it's kind of like a puzzle. They fit like kind of like a puzzle pieces here, and the same is true if you take the last line right here. You see they fit exactly like a puzzle this way. Or you can take, again, you can take I guess you'll have to take 4 rows here to make this work like this. You see, you can kind of do whatever you like with it, present it in different ways. You can also duplicate it and then kind of go continuously on and on in different directions. I'll show you how that looks in a little bit. So every host system, so the way it works, just kind of like to give you a sense, the way you're supposed to be playing with it is you're supposed to be running a regular multi draft. Can say goodbye to the Taurus now, I guess. Here's a multi draft that we just ran for Fog of War 20. As you can see, it's kind of a normal multi draft. You have yellow picked speaker and extra. That's their slice. And our Multi Shenanigans website built the map the way it would look. That's the way the map would look if they were playing a regular standard 6-player game on it. So what happens in this draft is that all your tiles that you pick from your slice go adjacent to your home system. So they all go directly adjacent to your home system. These are the 5 tiles for blue. These are the 5 tiles for red. These are the 5 tiles for green, purple, and white or black. The way it works, that I've made kind of a system. If these are the numbers for the multi slices, these are the locations. So this is a little bit hard to see, but basically the idea is that 1, 2, and 3, the ones that are adjacent to your home systems, are tiles that are 1 adjacent to your home system and at least 2 from any other home system. And number 5 is always on the way to Mechatol, so it's going to be on the way to Mechatol here as well. It's kind of these ones. And number 4 is the equidistant, except that the equidistance in normal multi, as you can see here, the equidistance Berg-Lirta would be 2 adjacent from each of their homes, as when here the equidistance would be just 1 adjacent to both of the home planets. So if you were to build this map using multi with this right here, let me just do a little cheat because I kind of already did it. I had to do it for the game. So you might see some of them are red back tiles because as I said, I already did it. But you would be looking at like tile number 1. You'd be like to the left of yellow. This is Tarman. Where is Tarman? Oh, it happens to be right here. Tile number 2 is right in front of them. As you can look at this image on the bottom left, you see that tile number 2 is right here on the bottom, and tile number 2 is right in front of them. It's an empty, right? So the empty is right here. Tile number 3 should be right here. That's the other side, Lysis Velnor. Tile number 4 is the equidistance, Berg-Lirta. Here it is. And tile number 5 is on the way to Mechatol. That's an empty as well. So you go around this way and you build the map. And when you do, you'll end up with something that looks like this. And if you were to play a regular 6-player game, you would just be playing on the map as it is right now. So yellow would be speaker and red after them, and that's just how you set up the game. You flip objectives and you play as normal. Again, you could see that, you know, Berg-Lirta is right here. It's adjacent to yellow. It's their equidistance, but it's also adjacent to blue's home system. You can see it. If I move it here, you will see that Berg-Lirta is actually adjacent to both of these home systems. Same is true for every other color. Every other color has 2 neighbors that are 2 away from them. So one has yellow and green 2 away from them, but purple is just 1 away, right? Purple is just 1 away. Blue and yellow are just 1 away. And on the other side, we have green and red are 1 away from each other through adjacency this way. Oops, what have I done? I don't know. What have I done? But if you were to look at it this way, right, red and green, these hyperlanes make them 1 away. The beta and Saudor are equidistant. So Saudor is adjacent to both green and red home system. And if you can see here, you'll see the green has the beta as its equidistance, and red has Saudor as the equidistance. Now you might wonder, why is this the order so weird? Because it's supposed to be yellow, red, green, and I have it yellow, red, blue. It's because when I'm playing it, when I'm setting it up for Fog of War, I am actually using the foldability of the map to make it so that Mechatol isn't in the middle, because I don't want them to not know where Mechatol is. So actually what I'm going to do for this particular game is I'm going to move these to the left. And so now I have the map set up like this, and yellow will be speaker. So it's yellow, red, green, white or black, purple, blue, black, purple, blue. And you can see that the same map maintains its shape. There's just like a double hyperlanes here that we can get rid of if we wanted to. And we can also, for ease of vision, we can also just duplicate those hyperlanes so that it's easier to see. I also like to take one red back tile like Cormon and put it here. So this is basically, these red back tiles are the same ones. And so Hope's End is here basically. So from Hope's End, you can get to Mechatol, and you can, of course, as I said, you can keep folding it on top of each other as many times as you want. You can now take this if you really want to look at it from different perspective and make the map look really weird and kind of mess with your own mind about it. You can put it like this, and then yellow is at the bottom. It just messes with the speaker order, so that's why I try to keep it just one way. One more thing I'll show you before I show you how it looks when you play it in the game and show you the Fog of War. So I'm just milking all the time that I can to show you TSPmap before I give you what you really want, which is show you fog. So if I were to just copy this entire map and paste it, oops, does that not work? I thought it did. I did it once. No, it doesn't work, I guess. Oh, there we go. There we go. If I were to do that, which is, I don't know why I would, but say that's what I wanted to do, I can just paste it in right here, say on the right, and then I can actually, this is not a big enough table for this. I didn't make it on the big table like I usually do. I open it like on the huge TTPG table. Shout out to the TTPG mod people. Amazing. Just the mod is just incredible. In any case, you could do the same here to keep, I see I'm missing some stuff. What am I missing here? Basically, this should be Arena Mir. Yeah, that's the green home system. So I'm missing a few tiles here that got lost, but you see the point what I mean, which is you can keep duplicating it and then basically get a map that lets you show you like how does the world look from yellow's perspective. If yellow is in the middle, the way I would love to run it in Fog of War, and I can't yet, is to put every player's perspective as their home system in the middle. So if yellow would like kind of look at it from their world, Mechatol Rex is on the bottom right, blue is to the left, yellow is above. While for you, if you look at it from white's perspective, yellow is below. It's also above, of course, because it's continuous. But Mechatol Rex is to the top right. So you can just kind of keep going and look at it this way and keep building the map in all directions. So this is the TSPmap. This is how it looks. Let me show you how it would look on the bot if you were to build it, because I did build it. It is right now, the game has just is just starting. Players did just discarded their secret objective. So let's remove those things and show you what it looks like. All right, so this is the map, the same map you just saw that I showed you folded. Yellow as extra is speaker, and of course this is the full map. This is the way the Fog of War game master looks at the map. They kind of see everything as normal. It's just a normal game on the Async TI4 bot with just weird hyperland and adjacency going all over the edges. But what happens is if the players were to look at the map, they don't see it the same way. This is just the same image. They don't see all the things that you see. Here's what they see. Green only see their little corner on the bottom right, but they also see the adjacency to the top. Because remember, Sowdor is an equidistance, so is the beta. So they don't see what the beta is adjacent to, which is here another home system, because they're not on the beta. But they can see Sowdor because Sowdor is actually adjacent to their home system, because 5G is the same tile as 4J. If you look at Extra doesn't actually know yet about the continuity of the map. She just sees these hexes around her, and she's like, oh, score, Berg Lurda is right here. It's an equidistance, yet I got it right by me. How cool. And then Blue has the saddest vision of all because he's Ghost of Korea, so he can't actually see anything around their gate. But if they could, they would be like, oh, cool, score. I got Berg Lurda right next to my home system. that is cool because I didn't even have it in my slice. Unbeknownst to them, is also next to extra home system. Like you might think I'm like making this stuff up, but I actually ran a game, Fog of War 4. This is Fog of War 4 that's been going on. It's currently in round 3. Might end in round 3 because there's been insane amount of guac, like unbelievable amount of guac here. Winner with an Imperial Rider, Sol with 2 Custodians point. People have no idea what's going on in the fog, so it's pretty funny. But in any case, you can see this has been a total mess. You can't see my cursor, so I can show you things. But if you look at the top right, you can see Caleris, right by Caleris's home system. They have the same issue with Ghosts. So Ghosts got really mad that they moved into Mel and Zobat early. They were like, why are you taking this system that's right next to my home system? In fact, unbeknownst to Ghost, it was also right next to the Caleris home system. So Ghost went far down and took Zaldri Zanhak by Sol home system. If you look at the Sol home system at the bottom right, you can see Ghost took these planets on to the north, Mahak took both planets to the west, while Sol stretched himself to Mechatol Rex. How did they get to Mechatol Rex on the far end of the galaxy? Well, Evra on the right here is actually adjacent to Mechatol Rex. Right through this hyperlane, it's continuous right to left. So Sol stretched himself thin, got all this guac, but actually control only 2 systems adjacent to their home system, right? Mahak actually didn't come by Sol, also went to the top side here by the Krayos Gate via these hyperlanes, and so did Winnu. So actually Ghosts has these planets far here, but not by their gate. It's been a weird mess, right, all over the place, and really fun one. As players were trying to discover. It's a little different here. I did the hyperlanes a little bit different. I changed it since, so the Winnu and NRA are a little bit more isolated. But if you look at the perspective of players, let's look at the, for example, this is the red player's perspective. It's kind of funny, actually. They did show game here before Blue landed on Mel and Zobat, so these were their planets, and then Blue pinged them, asked if there was parlay, and that's when they looked at it. But then now Blue, obviously, as we saw on the map, has already landed on Mel and Zobat. But anyway, you can see that Red doesn't actually see all the map like we did. They don't see that Pink took Centauri Growl, or that Purple took Bakal Alio Primo, because they're not by it. They don't have units or planet adjacent to it. They do see, via their wormhole vision, they're on a beta, so they see the alpha down here, Dalbutha Jihan. But they don't know that yellow is an array. They just know that yellow is yellow and pink is pink. They do know that blue is Colaris because they're by the Colaris home system here. Of course, once they lose these planets, they're not going to see that anymore. And they do know that green is Sol because they are adjacent to the Sol home system. So once you're adjacent to a player's home system, or you have a promising node of theirs in your area, like Alliance or Support for the Throne, you can see their full stats. Other than that, you just don't know where they are on the scoring track. Right here, now they can see Sol has scored 2 custodian points. You know, they see all of this nice stats. They see Blue has these 2 frags and hasn't unlocked their hero, though, yeah, they haven't unlocked their hero yet. In any case, so that's how fog works. Let's take another perspective. Let's look at yellow. Yellow's perspective is very, very different. As you can see, they don't actually know anything about all this mess that's happening between blue and red over here and the fighting. All they know is that someone dropped a wormhole on their system when they didn't have units here right by their home system. Someone dropped the alpha here. So once they moved here, they got vision to alpha. So now they can see this purple cruiser above here, and they can see Loader, and they can see Malice. They can see that blue took Malice from Ghosts, right? That is Fog of War. That's how it looks. So when the GM looks at it, they see everything, and when the players look at it, they only see what they can see. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the TSPmap in Fog of War. If you're interested, I would love to have some people play on it and tell me how it went for them. I've already played on it. So I've been running these 2 Fog of Rome games. I also played on it a kind of a regular game, a standard 6-player game that was created by Milty. So it actually worked for me even without Fog of War. I thought it was pretty cool and made for a really tight, interesting game. This is my game. I'm playing L1 in the blue tile here. It's kind of near the end now. Right now we're in kind of extreme Winsley mode over at the Async server. This hyperline's wrong, it needs to be fixed. But in any case, I would love to hear how people like it. Some people have told me, the people that have played it have told me that I like it. They like it, and I would love to see more people play it. So if you play it, if you try it, let me know, and I would love to hear from you. All right, that's all. Holy Teaspoon from the TI4 Async Discord server signing off.